So I was getting a little tired of the $400, $500 a month, way as much as $550 a month electric bill here. Heating and cooling the big shop, the apartment, some buses that are here, clients. Our bus is off grid because it's on solar already, but I just got tired of it. I'm like, why not? Let's just make an investment right now. This is an investment that we're going to be able to recoup the savings on, hopefully within the first 2 years, to pay for the solar to add this up here. We're going to add 56 panels right now to these two inverters. We're adding 2 inverters and then 1 big battery right now. But we'll go through and show you the process and talk about it a little bit more. So yeah, we are built out here in the woods, but after about 8 o'clock in the morning, the entire roof of this building is in the sun. We've cleared enough trees on the sides where we are in the sun summer and winter. So we got a lot of roof space where we can work with to add the solar to this building. And that's what we're gonna do. So we got these panels used from Santan Solar, SANTAN solar.com, I believe is their website. They're out of Gilbert, Arizona, and they have a new office also in Savannah, Georgia. They're used commercial grade panels, and you can get them for around $50 a piece. Much, much cheaper than anywhere I've ever found. And that's when we did the bus, we did all the panels from there were from Santan Solar too. Those were like $110 a piece. They're more wattage, but I have a lot of roof space, so I was fine by lowering the wattage just a little bit. We're still gonna end up here with the building. Everything all said and done when we're done is gonna be about 18 kilowatts of solar power on the building, which is pretty incredible. Well, here's what I'm sick of. This is our average daily used kilowatt hour here on the property is 58, so almost 60 kilowatts per day we're using in power. Now our power bill says it's only 14 cents a kilowatt hour, except here's our bill at $300 and almost $400 this month. 14 cents a kilowatt hour, plus they have extra fees. So there's 7% sales tax on that 14 cents per kilowatt hour. There's also a TVA fee and some other state tax. And so you're paying all these extra fees and taxes that make it much higher than what that actually sounds like it is. So a small investment now is going to help us recoup tons of free energy in the future. All right, we're opening up our Rhino battery here. This thing is huge. It was like 360 pounds, I think is what the freight slip said. Check that out. It's got green lights on it.
Wow. Glowing in the box.
Yeah, there's no way I'm gonna be able to lift it out of there myself, that I can tell you. Holy cow. BigBattery.com, isn't that awesome? That thing is 14 kilowatt hours of storage. Super, super excited to get this. I really don't think I can lift it up. I thought I can lift it up.
I will help you lift it up.
So there's the battery. Isn't that awesome? 276 amp hours at 48 volts. It's called the Rhino battery. And it's pretty awesome. It's only about, what, 5 inches wide maybe?
Maybe 4.
But it's very large. It's probably 3 feet tall and 4 feet wide, not quite 4 feet. And it's got these awesome straps on it. Okay, so this entire panel is going to be powered by the solar inverters. We're going to pull the feed out of this and mount another box over here where we will have some power available to us here that is on the grid. But this entire panel will be off-grid power. In Tennessee here, it is illegal for the homeowner to hook up reverse power where I can feed back the grid from my inverters. So that's why this is going to be completely separate. So we're just taking everything here. It's passed its inspection. The only thing we're going to do is pull the main feed lines out of it so it has no connection to the grid whatsoever, and it'll be powered by our inverters. And the power feed for this comes in down under here. We've got access panels. We did this drywall so that we could remove it to get to anything behind it. Okay, so this is our old temporary service panel here, and this is what we're going to move into the inside. It allows us to hook up 6 different on-grid breakers on there. So we're going to take this and move it to the inside. It is no longer in service. The power's been cut to it, but we've got everything here that we can use to do that. So again, this will get moved inside, and this does not have a main disconnect, but we don't need it because our breaker, our panel over there, the meter box has a main disconnect in it for us, along with more service breakers for other usage here. So we'll be able to take care of that. So no disconnect needed, but this will go inside to be used. Okay, we have the first inverter mounted here on the wall, and the next one's going to go down below the outlet here. We're assembling the wall bracket that the Rhino mounts to here. It's just a couple of screws. It's basically 2 rails that it hangs off of, top and bottom. Very easy. I need to make sure I hit studs here. Right through there. Nothing went through. So this is our big battery here. It's super easy to use. First of all, hook it up. It's just one plug, a positive and a negative wire. Nothing else to hook to it. We've been running all night long. It's after 5 a.m. in the morning here. Our battery is down to 40%. It's been running all night. We have a pretty consistent load of about 19 amps on it. It's 14 amp hours. This is made with those kind of long ribbon type batteries, the kind of lithium batteries that can get pierced and not catch fire. Unlike the other, the smaller little cells, those can be dangerous. This is probably the safest battery on the market, or one of the safest. It's in a metal case. It has active fire suppression system built inside of it. Plus the fact that the batteries don't catch fire if they get pierced. It's very, very safe. It has a 10-year warranty on it. It's 4 inches wide. It doesn't take up a lot of room. It is heavy, but it comes with the wall mount brackets and everything. They have some that are on wheels if you want to put multiple together, but go check them out on their website. They did give us a coupon code. It's BGM for bus grease mugging, BGM. It gets you 10% off of their already discounted prices on their website. So their website, bigbattery.com, they have on there they have listed the prices of all their batteries. They have, different ones. They don't, all have to get the Rhino like this. They have other smaller ones that might fit in your RV better, but I like the size of this and how it can just go up against a wall, and it's awesome. But they have those prices, and they have a discount usually on there, and a green price listed. And then our coupon code of BGM will get you 10% off that already discounted green price. So it's a super good deal. Check it out, bigbattery.com. I love this battery. It is really awesome. So I have 10 panels right now in this string here. If you hold this for a second right there. This is my positive. This is my negative. That's pretty high voltage. Okay. Check that one more time. Which they're 32 volts per panel, and there's 10 of them. That makes sense. Today we got a little box turtle hanging out here in front of the building. Well, we got 3 down. 56 total going up. We're using the ladder to slide them up. We got the ladder backwards so it doesn't catch on the rungs, with a rope over the roof, and it's working real well to get them in position so they kind of stay in place. And then we attach them. They'll all have a little bit slightly different angles. At different times of the year, different ones will produce a little bit better, but overall it should average out nicely.
from the tie off? Or just let it go?
Yeah, go ahead.
Good on the orange. Dang it.
I gotta go up another step. Hold on. There's up there cleaning the panels real quick. It's 8:30 in the morning. The sun's already on the panels. Good.
Whoa!
So the installation on these SunGoldPower inverters, first of all, these things are a self-contained unit. They do everything. The solar charger is built into it. So you just have the feeds that come in with your PV cells are coming in here. Your battery leads are coming in right there. This is the power coming out of this unit, and this is the grid tie coming in. So we can actually take power from the grid to charge the batteries if we need to, but I do have that turned off right now. I actually haven't used it in 5 days since I've had this hooked up. So everything's really easy here, and then there's a couple of communications wires. You can hook up to 9 of these together. So we have 2 of them hooked up here. This one I don't have a grid tie, I just have the grid tie on the one, so this is the power coming out. These are the communication cables that run between the 2 units. These are the PV wires coming in, so the solar panel coming in here, and then these are the cables that go to the battery. 48 volts, so and my incoming voltage on the solar is 256. I brought it down to 8 panels per string. It just made my math a little bit easier up there. And these PV wires are actually temporary. We have the real ones are going to come in just a little bit, so those aren't run all the way. But again, these are everything is built into it. As opposed to on our bus, we have separate units for solar chargers, battery monitor, inverters, and everything then has to be connected together with cabling. This is just super simplified. Everything's all in one. 6,000 watts per inverter. Each one is 220 volts on its own, so you can have one and still supply your 220 to your home. They both have L1 and L2 plus the ground to neutral, and then when you hook 2 of them together, it just doubles the power. So the unit in here, the installation is really easy. So this is it. They do get louder when the solar chargers are going and the fans are going to keep them cool, because they do handle so much power coming into them. And then we have powered our entire panel. Here is powered. See, this is even turned off at the top. So everything is running off of these inverters. This one is off at nighttime. We don't need the full power except for when we're in the shop. 6,000 watts per unit. I don't use 6,000 watts. Taking care of our air conditioning, microwave, that, you know, lighting, that kind of stuff. But when we're in the shop, we have an extra 220 volt air conditioner that runs out here, plus like the air compressors and things like that too. So we have the second unit. Plus we have a built-in redundancy. So if one does something happen to it, then we can still power the entire shop and apartment off of just one if we needed to. And then this is our grid power that's over here. I have a 220 plug that I can plug into and a 30 amp plug also. And that's available to us there. And then that feeds this one inverter down here if I need it to, but that breaker is actually off right now. So super easy to install. These SunGoldPower inverters, very inexpensive, around $1,500. So when I say I want to recoup my investment in this within 2 years, if we're saving $300 a month off of our electric bill, I'm not going for a net zero electric bill. That's kind of unrealistic. We'll have sometimes where there's several cloudy days in a row, we're going to need to charge the battery with our grid power to supply everything. Plus we have other people that'll be here and can plug their RVs into there and so on. So we will have an electric bill. My goal is to save $300 a month, and with these being $1,500 a piece, you know, in 10 months that's paid for. The solar panels, I got 56 solar panels delivered here for around $2,500. That would be the second year. The battery is the only other larger expense, but these things actually work without a battery. You don't have to have a battery with them. So whenever the sun's up, they'll produce the power that they need. If you have them tied into the grid, if there's a shortfall in the solar, it'll make up from it from the grid to do that. They will also feed the grid, but we're not doing that. We're not grid tied. These are not back feeding the grid at all. I'm not selling electricity back to the electric company or anything like that. I'm just storing the energy in my battery and then using the battery to get by overnight. We have a couple of extra advantages to recoup some of our money because we have the YouTube channel and stuff too. So the expense of the battery, things like that, the monetization from the video, and then we have some affiliate links and things like that too. So I'm pretty sure that we will recoup all of our expenses in this within the first 2 years. But even if not, if you just, you know, if you were saving $200 a month off your electric bill, you don't have as big of a location as what we have. You could get by with just one of these. So $1,500 and then maybe another $1,500 in solar panels, and you're up and going. Because it's such high voltage, you don't have a ton of expense in copper lines and stuff like that to run for your PV wires. These are actually 10 gauge on this one, and the other one we have more panels coming to it, and we have 8 gauge solar PV wire coming into them. So the higher the voltage, the smaller the wires you can run. So you don't have a ton of money. You know, if you had to run like battery cable size, 4-aught wire or something like that, it would get very, very expensive. But it's not. Everything's pretty inexpensive. The higher voltage, you just can't have shading on the panels when they're hooked together in series like that. Any kind of sun that comes over part of the solar panel blocks it, and it just completely destroys the output of it. So you really have to have all of your panels, if they're in series, they need to be in the same light conditions. And that's why we went with groups of 8. So we made sure that we had the same lighting on each group of 8 up there on the roof. All of these lights out here on the property, this is all run all night long off of the solar, the security lights, security systems, all that stuff. So we do have, that's why we have 20 amps coming through there. The air conditioning cycles on and off and so on. So, but that battery is able to supply the power for everything, just like we were on the grid. It's just so peaceful out here. And knowing that all that electricity is free is awesome. Okay, so it's taking us a little longer to get the panels installed on the building roof than I thought. We just had like one of the worst heat waves that we've had since we've been here. Heat index is around 110 degrees every day. It's too hot to work on the roof. The building burns you. It's just way too warm. So we've only been worked in the morning time. We've been starting at 6 a.m. and we're done by like 9:30, 10 o'clock because it's just too hot. But this system has been working perfectly for us. We've even had cloudy days and been able to cover our electrical needs. We have so many panels that we built it so that we could perform on cloudy days. If the sun comes out for a couple hours a day, it charges our batteries completely full, and then we're good to go for another 24 hours. But we built it, it's overkill when it's sunny. We don't use all of this power ever. The system dials down to what it can actually use. So we're optimized for more of a cloudy day than sunny day. But it's amazing the way it's working out. Now, to combat the naysayers who will say this is not free energy or the carbon footprint and everything, first of all, I bought the solar panels used. So that carbon footprint is taken care of by somebody else paid to have those made. I'm recycling something. So that's an added benefit of using the panels from Santan Solar. Yes, our battery has an environmental impact, but that thing is going to allow us to run off grid all night long, every night for the next 10 years or more. The convenience of having it, and it is much better for us to have that. So I don't, whatever you want to say about that. I love having that battery. The lithium batteries are amazing, but yes, they do have an environmental impact. But I think that we're being very responsible, and we're not, this renewable energy of the sun, we are able to take advantage of it here, unlike anything else. And then the money savings, it's not free electricity. The first couple of years, it won't be free. But after that, for 10, maybe 15, maybe 20 years in the future, we will have free electricity. We may have a component go down here or there. We got to replace it. Anything's going to happen like that. It's not hard to do. And the investment now, again, you can buy the panels and just one of those things, and you can be in this for, $3,000, $3,500, and just, still use your good power overnight, not having a battery. The battery storage is what makes it so convenient for us, though, and able to save that excess electricity that we produce during the day and use it at night. So when we're done here, all these cables that you see hanging down here, that's all going to get run nice and neatly together. We just have it all temporary tied right now so that we can take advantage of the power. We're testing everything, and we've been able to meet our needs every single day, even cloudy days right now. So I'm super happy to report that things are going great with it. When we get the project all done, we will do another video. We'll talk about things a little bit more, but having that discount code from bigbattery.com, if you're wanting to do an RV or something like that, check out their systems. The coupon code again was BGM for Bus Grease Monkey, BGM. That gets you 10% off their already discounted green prices on their website. Check out Santan Solar. Tell them that we sent you over there. I don't have an affiliate link or anything with them, but we've been using them for years. Everything here on our bus, Tyler's bus, the building, that's all Santan Solar used solar panels. I've been very, very happy with them. The SunGoldPower, I signed up for an affiliate link, so I'll put a link in the description when I get that, and we'll have that on there too. But we really like their inverters, again, because I don't have all of the extra wiring and cabling, hooking up all separate units. Everything's all built into one. They've been working great for us. They charge the batteries, they shut off when they need to. They can backfeed the grid. We don't have that. We have that disabled on our units, but that is another possibility for some people where we can actually make money from the power company. But here in Tennessee, you're not, as a homeowner, you're not legally allowed to hook that up. I'd have to hire a contractor to come out and do it, and I just didn't want the headache of that anyway. So I'd rather store the excess energy in our batteries and then use that. But in your situation, maybe you could, you're technically storing the excess energy with the grid, and then you're buying it back from them when you need it. So that could be another option to do that. So anyways, the solar panels, I think they look awesome on the building. I don't think they're affecting anything as far as the look of it. If anything, they're going to improve our air conditioning inside, because the amount of shade that those solar panels are going to create on the roof of the building, a lot less sunlight is hitting the roof. Therefore, it's not going to be as warm. The solar panels are going to stay pretty cool up there. You can see all that air ventilation that's going to get underneath of them, just because of the shape of the building on there. That's really, really nice. So as we're doing this solar project, I just want to take a second to explain something to you. Be very careful. There are a lot of, quote, shady companies in the solar business. So if you're thinking you want to do solar and you just want to go out and hire a solar company, do your homework and watch out. A lot of them want to sell you very overpriced products. So the solar panels are very expensive compared to what they should be. So they'll sell you this panel for $500 a piece. We paid just over $50 a piece for them. So that's a huge difference. So yes, ours are used, theirs are new. So there's things to compare. But if you're looking at investing $20,000, $25,000 into a system that a company comes out and installs for you, if you can do it DIY yourself with us here, I mean, we are under $10,000 in everything, all said and done. So you're saving a huge amount of money by doing it yourself. Even if I bought panels new from Santan Solar, they sell some of them a decent 300 I think I have 307 watt panels from them that I bought new that were around $120 or something like that. So their prices are amazing. But if you buy that from a regular solar company or you get a bid, just be careful. They want you to sign contracts. They promise you $0 a month electric bills and things like that, but that very rarely actually happens. Our goal here is to reduce our electric bill considerably. You know, if I'm paying $50 to $75 a month for electricity here, I'm going to be very happy about that because we are still saving $300 to $400 or more a month. That is an incredible savings that we're going to be able to recoup within just a few years versus if you sign a contract with a company and you're not going to see that money, that savings for 10 years, 15 years down the road. They might promise you a lot of stuff they don't actually deliver on, and you know they're not going to be around to back things up in the future. So doing it DIY yourself, low budget like this is a huge build, but very, very inexpensive.